Good morning, New Life. My name's Cooper Chavis, and this is my New Life story. I was born in Conway, South Carolina, and my parents, who are still together, they raised myself and a older sister and a younger brother. I was 9 years old when I really feel like I felt the weight of my sin, and it was at a revival at our local church. It was at that point, as even a 9-year-old, I accepted Christ and asked Him into my life, and I was fully aware of like what that meant for my eternal destination. And my church at the time, I never really had anybody from the church come beside me and show me, okay, here's what's next, and like here's your next steps, here's how to like do a Bible study, and like here's how to grow in your faith through these spiritual disciplines. And it's on me too for not pursuing and seeking those things out. When I was 12, my family, we moved to Grenada, Mississippi, and so I kind of saw that as a opportunity for like a new identity for myself. And so this one was like, when we moved to Mississippi, I kind of had my mind set on like being like this cool guy, even as like a 12-year-old. And I had that mentality that just kind of followed me around for many years until I was almost 16. Got in some trouble, and the repercussions of that was that like I wasn't able to hang around the same crowd that I've been following along. And like as a 15, 16-year-old, I kind of had this low spot where I was like trying to figure out my identity and trying to figure out the meaning to life and like why I was here. I was still in church all throughout this rebellious stage, or just crazy prodigal stage, if you will. And I went on a mission trip with my church, with my youth group, right before I turned 16. And like during this time, my heart was just heavy with all these questions. This was like the first time I saw the Lord like literally answer very specific prayers on this mission trip. I was trying to make excuses of like, no, this was just a coincidence. This was the first time that like things happened on this trip that like so many questions were answered, and the Lord just revealed Himself in a realistic way. He was no longer this Sunday school type character, this far off Moses, Red Sea, Jonah and the whale type character. He was a living God, like that is not only like offering salvation then, but still continuing to pursue people now. I found during that season what it was like to root my identity in Christ, because I no longer had this other identity of this group of friends that I put myself around for the last few years. But I just had to dig into the Word, try to surround myself with people who were like ahead of me in their walk with Christ, and like learn from them and learn like what the Lord reveals to us in His Word. So it's just a superior season of growth for me. By the time I graduated high school, I couldn't see myself doing anything other than ministry work for the rest of my life. And so a sophomore in college, this heart for doing life and living life with people and sharing salvation with them along the way just was growing in me. And I had this passion and desire for like who is doing that for military members. And even so, like the stereotypical Marine, that's what I had in mind, is like, I want to go and do life, live life like Jesus did with His disciples. I want to go and do that with Marines and share salvation with them. And so I sought out the officer candidate program, and I did that. So basically graduated from college and like commissioned in the Marines the same day. And then that was the next 5 years. I was also halfway through my Marine Corps career when I reconnected with Erin. We were great friends in undergrad, and I helped her pass a couple of her classes. But we reconnected and started dating, did long distance for a while, and she was still in school while I was doing, playing soldier. And we reconnected, ended up dating for a while, got married, and then once we both transitioned out of that military service, we came to Kansas City last August. We're here growing, we're here equipping ourselves, and trying to do life and live life with people and share salvation along the way.